Hello everyone, welcome to day 58 of a Stitch a Day 365 days crochet challenge. In today's video, I'm going to crochet this leaf stitch which is worked on a foundation chain of a multiple of 8 plus 4. Okay, to start off, we are going to skip 3 and make a half shell using half double crochet. That is, we're going to into the 4th chain you're going to make 2 half double crochets. Now into the next chain we are going to make 1 half double crochet, skip 1 chain and make 1 single crochet into the next one. Now on top of the single crochet we are going to create the base for the leaf motif by chaining 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So we're going to skip the first 3 stitches and we are going to make slip stitch on the next 3 stitches, that is chain 4, 5 and 6. We are making a slip stitch. So this is what is going to form the base of the leaf. Now back at the foundation row, you're going to skip 1 stitch and into the next one you're going to make 1 single crochet. Okay, now again skip 1 and make 1 half double crochet, and now we are going to make a full shell. That is, again I'm going to skip 1 here and we are going to make 2 half double crochets, a chain 1 and 2 more half double crochets into the same stitch. Okay, so in the next stitch you are going to make 1 half double crochet, skip 1 and make 1 single crochet. Again on top of this single crochet we are going to make the base for the next leaf by making 6 chains, and we are going to skip the first 3 and slip stitch onto the next 3 stitches. Now back at the foundation chain, we're going to skip 1, make 1 single crochet, and we're going to skip 1. Since we are at the last stitch here, I'm going to do another half shell by making 3 half double crochets. Okay. If you want more number of leaves, so this is going to give us 2 leaves at the start of the work, at the next row, and if you want more you can make a longer foundation chain. So that completes our row 1. Okay, then for the row 2 you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. Okay, now into the first half double crochet we are going to make 1 single crochet, and we are directly going to start making the leaf. Okay, so as you can see, the base of the leaf, it has two sides. One is the slip stitch side and the other is the chains side. Okay, so we are going to start off by making one puff stitch. Let's just make a 2 yarn over puff stitch. So I've just done 2 yarn over puff stitch into the next 3 chains, that is on one side of the base. This will lead us to the top of the slip stitch row, or there is a ring that we would have made while making the slip stitch. Into that we'll be making the top part of the leaf, that is this part right here. To make this part, you will have to make 2 puff stitches. So that's the first puff stitch I'm making. If you want a more puffier leaf, you can go for a 3 yarn over puff stitch as well, or if you want to make 5 also, you can do. That's my first puff stitch. That's my second one. Now, once you have done 2 puff stitches, you can chain 2 and you're going to make 2 more puff stitches into the same space. Okay. Now, this has turned the work, so you're going to crochet the leaf on the other side by making more puff stitches. That is, now we are doing 1 puff stitch into each. So basically 3 puff stitches on one side, 4 on the top and 3 puff stitches on the other side. Now we are going to connect our leaf to the top of the shell right here with a single crochet. Now that marks the first leaf stitch. Now, moving on to the second leaf, we are going to repeat the same thing. That is, you are going to make 1 puff stitch into each of the chain stitches that we made at the base. Okay. And once you reach to the top of the base, we are going to work the 4 puff stitch separated by a chain 2. So that's my first puff stitch. Second one. Chain 1 and 2 more puff stitches into the same space. That's the first one. That's the second one. Now we are going to make one puff stitch onto each of the chains on the other side. Okay, so that marks the second leaf, and you're going to make one single crochet. Okay, now for the next row we're going to start off by making one slip stitch into the first 2 puff stitches. Okay, and here we are going to create the base for the next sleeve by crocheting 6 chains, 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, and you're going to skip 3 and slip stitch onto the next 3 stitches. 1 2 and 3, and you're going to work one slip stitch onto the next 3 puff stitches, and that will get you to the top of the leaf there. You're going to chain 1, skip the 1 chain below and make 1 slip stitch onto the next 3 puff stitches, and then make the base again. 1 2 3 4 5 6, and you're going to slip stitch to make the base. Okay, and now you're going to skip three stitches and slip stitch onto the stitch right here. Okay, and repeat the same thing over, and then you come back to do the leaf stitch like we did here. Okay. So you should have something like this. So once you reach to the 3 stitches here, we're going to do a half puff, half leaf. At this point, if you want, you can change colors. Okay, so I'm going to crochet 7 and I'm going to do 3 puff stitches onto the 4th chain from the hook. That will be the half, that is, we are just making one side of the leaf. So 3 puff stitches. That's the third one. And you're going to work 3 separate puff stitches into the next 3 stitches. Okay. Now we're going to make one single crochet on top of this chain 1 space that we did here and continue to work our leaf stitch like how we did the previous row. Okay, so we're going to continue to do this and I'll meet you back once I get here. So this row, it will look something like this and the consecutive row will be 2 full leaves right here, which you'll be working by creating the base first and then creating the leaves. So once you're done with the rows, what you can do is you need to even out the edges. Like how we started off here, we have to even out the edges on top. So to do that, chain 1, turn your work and start off by making 3 double crochet stitches. Okay, and sorry, 3 double crochet stitches into the dip right here, which is where you'll be evening out the stitch that we made. Okay, and then 1 single crochet on top of the chain 1. Okay, you can see that it's basically we're just filling the gaps in between the leaves. Again, into the dip we are going to make 3 double crochets. And one single crochet on top of the chain 1. Okay, so Since I've done only 2 rows, you're able to see only 3 leaves here. You can extend the foundation row and make in as many leaves as you want. So this is the swatch. Do try out the stitch, and if you have any doubts, please leave it in the comment section below, and I'll meet you tomorrow with yet another interesting crochet stitch. Thank you.